Imagine living a life where nothing throws you off course, where setbacks don't frustrate you, criticism doesn't hurt you, and the chaos around you feels like just a passing breeze. This might sound like a superpower, but for the Stoics, it was a way of life. They believed in finding a calm within, a steady inner strength that doesn't waver no matter what happens. Today, we're exploring the Stoic secret to acting like nothing bothers you, and why mastering this mindset can transform the way you face life's challenges. The wisdom of Stoicism has endured for centuries, and the Stoics had powerful insights on how to stay unshaken, resilient, and even joyful in the face of hardship. But to achieve this mindset, it's important to understand how the Stoics trained their minds and reframed their reactions to life's inevitable trials. Let's dive into the art of letting go, embracing tranquility, and responding to the world from a place of inner calm. Understanding the Stoic mindset, embracing what you can control. The foundation of Stoic philosophy is simple but profound. Focus only on what you can control and let go of everything else. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that while you can't control other people, circumstances, or random events, you can control your thoughts, choices, and actions. The more we let go of the need to control everything around us, the more peace we gain. Think of it like a river flowing by. The water represents life's challenges, changes, and frustrations. Instead of trying to stop the river, which is impossible, the Stoics teach us to let it flow, realizing we're not defined by those external events. By mastering our reactions, we reclaim a calm and powerful center. This is the first secret to acting like nothing bothers you. Understanding that most things are out of your control and learning to be at peace with that truth. Practicing indifference to external events, Stoic apathy. The Stoics believed in the concept of apatheia, which is often misunderstood. Apatheia isn't apathy or a lack of emotion. It's an inner sense of peace that comes from not being ruled by external events. It's the ability to remain calm and focused regardless of what's happening around you. Imagine you're in a difficult conversation where someone is criticizing you harshly. Your ego might want to react defensively or feel hurt, but apatheia reminds us that this external criticism doesn't have to touch our inner self. We choose how we let it affect us. By practicing indifference to these external factors, we gain control over our emotional responses, staying steady and clear-headed. The practice of apatheia frees us from the emotional roller coaster of praise and blame, success and failure. When we learn not to let these external factors dictate our self-worth, we become unshakable. Negative visualization, preparing the mind for anything. One of the most fascinating Stoic exercises is negative visualization, or the practice of imagining worst-case scenarios to build resilience. This may sound counterproductive, but it's a powerful mental training tool. The Stoics would spend time reflecting on what might go wrong, losing a job, failing at a goal, even facing criticism or loss. By imagining these scenarios, they prepared themselves to respond with calm acceptance if they actually happened. They believed that facing these scenarios mentally allowed them to respond with a stronger, more prepared mindset in real life. For example, if you imagine someone challenging your ideas in a meeting, you're more prepared to stay calm when it happens. This practice doesn't make us pessimistic. Rather, it removes the shock factor when adversity strikes. And in that acceptance, we find resilience. By accepting the reality that setbacks will happen, we stop fearing them. Negative visualization helps us detach from outcomes and act like nothing bothers us, because we're prepared for anything that might come our way. Remembering the temporary nature of everything, memento mori. Another key Stoic teaching is memento mori, which translates to remember that you will die. While it may sound grim, the Stoics saw it as a reminder of life's brevity and the need to focus on what truly matters. When we keep in mind that our time is limited, we naturally start to prioritize peace, gratitude, and meaningful actions over worrying about small disturbances. Memento mori can help us reframe minor irritations as insignificant. If we know life is short, why waste time being rattled by every little inconvenience or criticism? This mindset encourages us to let go of grudges, not waste energy on petty arguments, and rise above unnecessary drama. By accepting that everything is temporary, we can act as if nothing bothers us. Because, in the end, these irritations are just brief moments in the grand timeline of our lives. Practicing self-reflection and emotional awareness. The Stoics were big advocates of daily self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, would journal every evening, reviewing his actions, thoughts, and reactions. He would ask himself if he stayed true to his values, if he was controlled by emotions, or if he let external events get the better of him. Practicing self-reflection is a powerful way to cultivate emotional awareness. When we reflect on moments that bothered us, we can look at them objectively and ask ourselves why. This helps us pinpoint the underlying causes of our emotions and gradually learn to respond differently. For example, if someone's criticism bothers you, self-reflection can help you see if it's because of insecurity, pride, or the need for approval. Once you understand the why, you're more equipped to let go and stop letting it affect you. Through regular self-reflection, we develop an emotional steadiness that helps us act like nothing bothers us because we're aware of our triggers and actively working to manage them. Practicing amor fati, loving your fate. The Stoics teach the concept of amor fati, which means love your fate. This goes beyond mere acceptance of circumstances to actively embracing them. In other words, instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, we see them as valuable experiences. When we practice amor fati, we stop resisting the difficulties we face and instead welcome them as part of our journey. This mindset transforms even negative experiences into opportunities for growth, so we're less likely to feel irritated or frustrated. Imagine getting stuck in traffic or dealing with a rude coworker. Rather than seeing these situations as annoyances, amor fati would have us view them as moments to cultivate patience and practice our inner peace. When we learn to love whatever life throws our way, nothing seems to bother us, because we see it all as part of our unique path. Letting go of ego and practicing humility. One of the biggest obstacles to acting like nothing bothers us is our ego. When we're focused on our image or constantly seeking approval, we become sensitive to criticism, rejection, and even minor inconveniences. Ego thrives on being right, being admired, and getting its way, all of which set us up for frustration when things don't go perfectly. The Stoics saw ego as a form of weakness and believed that humility was the true path to strength. By letting go of ego, we can stop worrying about how others perceive us, allowing us to focus on what actually matters: self-improvement, growth, and inner peace. For example, if someone criticizes you, humility lets you see it as feedback rather than a personal attack. This mindset makes it easier to act like nothing bothers you because you're not attached to your image or ego. You're simply focused on growth and learning. Seeing life's events as neutral. Stoicism teaches us to view life's events as neutral. It's our interpretation that makes them good or bad. For example, getting laid off from a job might seem like a negative event, but from a Stoic perspective, it's simply an event. It's our judgment that makes it seem disappointing or discouraging. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When we remove the labels from events, we stop reacting emotionally to them. Instead, we learn to respond with calm and rationality. By choosing not to label events as good or bad, we remain steady in the face of life's ups and downs. When we see things objectively, we're no longer bothered by minor irritations because we know they're simply part of the flow of life. Acting like nothing bothers you doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing your emotions. It's about developing a mindset that sees challenges as natural and temporary, choosing calm over chaos, and focusing on what we can control. The Stoics teach us to replace reactive responses with steady resolve, grounded in the understanding that we're only responsible for our inner world. Through practices like apatheia, negative visualization, self-reflection, and amor fati, we can train our minds to be resilient and unshaken. Life will always bring challenges, but we don't have to be defined by them. The Stoic path teaches us that true strength comes from within, and when we master our inner world, nothing on the outside has the power to disturb our peace. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the Stoic mindset. If this philosophy resonates with you and you're ready to unlock a calmer, more resilient version of yourself, start applying these principles in small, meaningful ways every day. Remember, inner peace isn't found, it's built. For more insights into Stoicism and how to live a life of purpose, wisdom, and strength, subscribe to Ash Owl, Stoicism, and join a community of seekers striving for tranquility in a chaotic world. Don't just react to life, master it. Let's soar higher together.